Hello everyone, welcome back to Lesson 2 of our Introduction to Financial Accounting course. In today's session, we will explore the fundamentals of accounting, its importance, different types of accounting, and the various business structures. This knowledge forms the foundation for understanding how financial information is recorded, analyzed, and used for decision-making in businesses, and set foundation for our later study. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand these learning outcomes, define accounting and explain its role in business, differentiate between financial and managerial accounting, identify various types of organizations, including business and non-business entities, understand the generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP, recognize key users of accounting information and their needs, explore different career paths in accounting. These learning objectives will help you grasp how accounting impacts organizations and individuals in the financial world. Before we move into today's content, there are some tasks that students could do to give them preliminary understanding. The first one is an internet search of a few accounting terminologies. Students could do this on their own or in pairs. This is a research assignment for students to define key accounting terminologies and provide an example for each of them. The terms are listed here, including bookkeeping, financial accounting, cash profit, and so on. This is to help students familiarize themselves with fundamental accounting concepts, to encourage independent thinking and learning, and internet search to build a foundation understanding of how these terms apply in real worlds. Students should provide a clear definition for each term and support it with relevant example. Accounting is the process of collecting, recording, analyzing, and communicating financial information. This is a definition given by the American Accounting Association. It plays a very crucial role in tracking financial performance, making informed decisions, and ensuring compliance within financial regulations. Students could think about this question: why do you think accounting is important? Accounting is essential in our society and economy, helping business, individuals, and organizations managing their financial and economic resources. Let us have a discussion. Accounting serves various functions, including, as I mentioned earlier, recording, identifying, organizing, classifying, and communicating. Recording normally are those financial transactions, and classifying and summarizing some financial data, providing summarized report to internal and external users. It ensures business comply with legal and tax regulations and provides stakeholders with crucial financial insights. A question here I would like to ask: who are the users of accounting? The answer can be quite simple, which I already have given you some of the clues. Users could include business users, non-business users, investors, or business owners, and government agencies, creditors, and employees. These questions help students to understand a broad picture of accounting and to think about why people need accounting information and how do they use them. Before we dive into the details of accounting basics and concepts, we clarify some basic concepts. First, organizations. Organizations have many different types, with various financial objectives, and with this, accounting is relevant to both profit-driven and non-profit-driven entities. Organization refers to a group of individuals working together toward common goals and objectives. Organizations are classified into business and non-business entities. Business organizations are those that sell products or services for profit. For example, manufacturing business of cars or food, service business of hotels, restaurants, or banks. Non-business organizations are those exist to meet societal needs rather than generating profit. Examples including government agencies, charities, churches, and so on. Organization can take various forms based on their structure, legal responsibilities, and future objectives. These range from sole traders to multinational corporations. The choice of structure affects taxation, liability, and management styles. The three key business structures are sole trader, partnership, and corporation. There is also franchise that can take various forms of the three structures. So sole traders owned and run by one person. Relates to this is partnership. Two or more individuals share ownership. Another type the majority of business would take is corporation. It separates legal entities from owners. And the franchise normally are businesses being licensed to work on certain products or services under an established brand. Each type has its benefits and challenges, which we will explore further in the following slides. To summarize the advantages and disadvantages of sole proprietorship, which are shown here, a sole trader is the simplest business structure where a single owner manages all operations. They keep all profits to themselves, but also bear unlimited liabilities, meaning personal assets could be used to cover business debt. An example would be a freelance designer or estate agent, small retail shop, or independent consultant. So traders have complete control over their business but face multiple challenges in terms of talents, rising finance, or managing risks. So different from sole trader is partnership, which has many types and related liability and management responsibilities as well. A partnership is a business owned by two or more people. There are several types of partnerships. One is called general partnership, GP. All partners share profitabilities and liabilities. Another one is limited partnership, LP, includes general partners who manages the business and limited partners who invest but have limited liability. Third one is limited liability partnership, LLP, protects partners from each other's financial or legal issues. Fourth one is limited liability limited partnership, LLLP, offers liability protection for general partners as well as individual partners. There are pros and cons as well in partnership. These are very much determined by risk tolerance, capital needs, and management preference. Advantage of partnership include shared workload. Responsibilities and tasks can be divided among partners while they're absent or on holiday. Specialization. Each partner can focus on their area of expertise, such as marketing, finance, sales, and production. More investment using partnership as well. Multiple partners can contribute capital, helping the business grow more comfortably than one owner. Disadvantages of partnerships are unlimited liability, similar to sole trader. Partners are personally responsible for business debts, except in limited partnership. And the potential conflicts, the possibility is high. Disagreements among partners can arise, affecting decision-making and business operation. Long working hours, shared profitability and financial tensions, and so on. Many successful businesses in the world are run by partnerships, as showcasing here some famous business partnerships that are reinforced through collaborations in business. These include Google, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, Microsoft, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, Hewlett Packard, Bill Hewlett and David Packard, and McDonald, Richard and Maurice McDonald. These partnerships shaped industries by combining complementary skills, reducing possible risks and liabilities. Most of the business in the world become corporations, and the benefits of corporations are many. Incorporation is the process of corporation, meaning registering a business as a limited company, making it a legal entity separate from its owners. This structure provides limited liability, meaning owners are not personally responsible for company debts. Corporations come in two types as well. One is the private limited company, PVT Limited. Shares are privately held. Two, public limited company, PLC. Shares are publicly traded on stock market, stock exchanges. Incorporation helps business grow by attracting investors while limiting risk for shareholders. Corporations have a hierarchical overview as business grew from private companies Ltd to public companies PLC and eventually to multinational companies. Limited companies owned by shareholders, but shares are not traded publicly. These are private companies. Shareholders' liabilities are limited to the amount they invested. This is very common in the UK. Public Limited (PLC) shares are traded on public stock markets, typically large private companies with many shareholders. More regulations and financial reporting requirements. Thirdly, multinational corporations. These large PLCs that operate internationally, conduct business in multiple countries. Examples are Amazon, Apple, Google, Tesla, Shell, HSBC, and so on. Here we can see how businesses expand internationally and how they balance efficiency and customization in different markets. The integration responsiveness grid categorizes different types of companies based on their global integration and local responsiveness. Two pressures that companies normally face. One is global integration, y-axis, the need to standardize operations and products across different countries. Two, local responsiveness, XL-axis, the need to adapt product and services to local market. From these two axes, companies in this grid are put into four types. One is international company. It has low global integration, low local responsiveness. Operate in multiple countries but focus on the home market. Examples are domestic market that exports products with little adaptation. Second one is multinational companies. Low global integration but high local responsiveness. Examples are McDonald's, using different types of menus in each country. Thirdly, global company with high global integration, low local responsiveness. Standardized products and services. Examples are Apple. iPhone models are almost the same across different countries in the world. The fourth type, transitional company with high global integration and high local responsiveness, balancing efficiency with local adaptation and integrating operation across the world. Examples are Unilever global strategy with local product variation. Limited companies have their own ownership structure and the advantage of limited liability. It distinguishes them from sole traders and partnerships, which do not offer the same legal protection. There are two types of limited company, as I mentioned earlier. One is the private limited company, PVT Limited. One is public limited companies, PLC. Their legal structure and ownership are very much different. Liabilities are not exactly the same as well. For the first one, ownership are not personally liable for the company's debt beyond their shareholding. And this protects personal assets, unlike sole trader or partnership. They are different in management and control as well. Shareholders are not necessarily involved in daily operations. Management is often handled by a board of directors elected by shareholders. Highlighted here are some of the leading manufacturing companies in the UK, demonstrating the country's industrial strengths. and its heritage and its global presence. In terms of the manufacturing sector, it has really diversified sections as well, including automotive, Ford, and Caterpillar, technology and electronics, Fujitsu, HP, Siemens, aerospace and engineering, GE, NASA, pharmaceutical and chemicals, DuPont, energy and industrial goods, PPG Industries, Siemens, Eaton. Significance of manufacture in the UK is very strong, contributing significantly to the country's GDP. Many of these companies are multinationals and operating across borders. To sum up the differences between private and public limited, have you ever wondered what makes a private limited company different from a public one? We can break down the pros and cons between them. A private limited company is usually smaller and often family run. It needs at least 2 people to start. Shares cannot be traded on the stock market. And on the other hand, public limited companies, PLC, is much larger and often dominate the market. It needs at least 7 people to start. Shares can be traded on the stock market and owned by the public. There's no limit on the number of shareholders. And AGM is mandatory. AGM refers to annual general meeting. They need to held annually by regulation. So if you want to keep control within a small group, for example, a PVT Limited is a better choice. But if you want to raise big money and grow rapidly, a PLC is the way to go. The last, you might be surprised. This list of the largest private-owned companies by revenue in the world, showing the rank and name, country, and year founded. Top 3 largest private companies by revenue are Trafigura Group. This is a Switzerland, a major commodity trading company. Viator, Netherlands, is a giant in the oil and energy trading sector. Huawei, a Chinese company, a global leader in telecommunications and electronics. Other notable companies including Cargill, USA, Tata Group, India, Aldi, Germany, Robert Bosch, Germany, State Farm, USA. These are, relatively speaking, very old companies other than Audi. Most of them were established in the 19th century. Chinese companies dominate the list, including Huawei, Pacific Construction Group, Humber International Group, HNA Group, and Hengli Group, reflecting China's growing economic influence in the recent decades. A franchise is another special type of a business structure. It allows an entrepreneur to operate a business using another company's brand, products, and business model. The franchisor parent company grants licensee to franchisees, operators, in exchange for fees, ongoing royalties, and the other fees paid to the franchisors, varying by industries and can range between to 12.5%. Examples are Subways, McDonald's, Starbucks. Franchising is a great way to start a business with an established brand, though franchisees must follow strict operational guidelines. Here we can see the top franchises of 2020, showing some of the most well-known and successful franchise brands, primarily in the food and beverage industry. Notable franchise brands are the fast food chains such as McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, and also there are casual dining and coffee chains, including Starbucks, IHOP, Buffalo Wild Wings. Specialty and emerging brands including Nordic Sustainable Aquaponics franchise. Why franchise is so popular? Because it has lower business risks, especially someone who has some finance and the lack of operational experience, operates under an established brand with proven success, can reduce significantly the risk of investors and business startups. Standardized operations benefits efficiency of the business running. Franchisors provide training, marketing, and operational support to franchisees. There are also very easy global expansion opportunities. Many of these brands have thousands of locations worldwide. The graph showing a graphic analysis of McDonald's shifting strategy toward franchising between 2012 and 2017. The key points here showing is there is a growth in franchise restaurants. The number of franchise-owned restaurants increased significantly from 27,900 in 2012 to 34,100 in 2017. Conversely, company-owned restaurants decreased from 6,600 in 2012 to 3,100 in 2017. The number of directly employed people is halved between these years. All these we mentioned are commercial-oriented organizations. These are organizations that their primary goal is to generate profit. A commercial organization is a large business entity that operates with the primary goal of generating profit by selling goods or services. These organizations are privately or publicly owned and engage in commercial activities across various industries. Commercial organizations play a vital role in the economy by providing employment. They contribute and contrast with non-commercial organizations which prioritize social and public service over financial gain. Not all organizations focus on making a profit. The public sector includes government-controlled enterprises providing essential services such as health, education, and transportation. Non-profit organizations serve social causes, reinvesting any earnings into their mission rather than distributing profits. Organizations including Red Cross, Oxfam, and Greenpeace. Normally, this can also include police service or military services. These organizations play a crucial role in society, often funded by donations, grants, or government support. The image showcases various public sector organizations in the UK, including government departments, agencies, and regulatory bodies. Some of the notables are NHS. This is a publicly funded healthcare system. Ministries of Defence, Transport for London, TfL, Cabinet Office, Welsh Government and Scottish Government, Department for Transport, Office for Nuclear Regulation, Highway Agencies, Competition and Market Authorities, CMA, Health and Safety Executive, HSE, and HS2, which is responsible for high-speed rail development. Can you guess which Quango has the most employees in the UK? Quango is a shortened form of Quasar NGO. These are semi-autonomous, non-governmental organizations that are set up by governments to achieve a public good, i.e. Commission for Racial Equality, Equal Opportunities Commission, NHS. The answer actually is NHS in the UK. The NHS Trust, National Health Service Trust, is the Quango, quasi-autonomous, non-governmental organization with the most employees in the UK, according to the table in the image. The NHS Trust consistently had the highest number of employees from 1998 to 2006. The highest recorded number of employees was 861 and 121 in the year 2000. Even in the later years, such as 2006, the NHS Trust still employed over 775,000 people. This makes the NHS Trust the largest public sector employer in the UK, one of the largest employers in the world. Can you guess what this organization is? This is actually the Federal Reserve in the United States. the central banking system of the US, responsible for monetary policies, regulating banks, and maintaining financial stability. And you probably will be surprised. This Federal Reserve is a unique entity that is both public and private in nature. Public aspect is that it's created by the U.S. Congress and operates under federal law, and the Board of Governors is a government agency, and its members are appointed by the President and confirmed by the Senate. The organization also has a private aspect. The 12 regional Federal Reserve banks are structured like private corporations, with member banks holding stocks in them. The Fed is independent in its decision-making. Instead, it earns its income from its operations, such as interest on government security. So while the Federal Reserve serves as a public purpose, it operates with a structure that includes private elements to maintain independency from political pressure. Here's another example. You might have a guess. So this is actually the Bank of England, which is the central bank of the United Kingdom. It has many hundred years of history. The purpose of it is to regulate monetary policy, manage inflation, and ensures financial stability in the UK. The Bank of England is a public sector in the UK, specifically a public corporation that operates independently but is owned by the government. Voluntary organizations are groups of people who work together for a cause rather than profit. Let's explore some of the common types. The first one is a trade association. These organizations support groups of companies in the same industry. For example, the British Retail Consortium represents big retailers to help up setting standards like shop opening hours. Trade unions, including Unison, which is active in the UK, represent public sector workers, such as teachers or nurses. Professional bodies, they support professionals in fields like medicine, law, or journalism. They provide training, set ethical standards, and promote career development. Pressure groups. These groups fight for specific cause and try to influence laws. Examples including climate change activists, animal rights people, and equality movement. Political parties. Political parties bring together people with similar ideas to influence government policies, and they can compete in elections to shape the country's political arena and country's future. Voluntary organizations make a big impact on society, especially in the Western societies, whether they support businesses, workers, or social causes. Which one interests you? Here is another activity is to try to identify types of organizations. If you have some personal background or even work background, you can reflect in your personal and professional network and think about who work for these types of agencies. One way to explore career paths is to work with professionals who work in areas that interest you. You may consider reaching out to the individuals you identify and learning more about the work that they do, and find out about the positive and negative aspects of the work. Try to gain as much information as you can to determine whether that is a career you can envision yourself to pursue. Also, ask about opportunities for job shadowing, co-ops, or internships. Answers from students could vary, but this should be an opportunity to learn about careers in a variety of organizations, for profit or not for profit. Now we come back to accounting. Accounting is divided into different branches. One is financial accounting, focusing on external reporting. One is managerial accounting, used for internal decision making. Here we can see financial accounting targets external stakeholders by providing standardized reports, while managerial accounting supports internal decision-making with details, customized analysis. Both are very crucial for organizational success but serve different purposes. Companies issue financial statements on a routine schedules. This should be part of the financial accounting. The statements are considered external because they are given to anyone who needs them. So work on producing financial statements and related work are part of the financial accounting. Management accounting is concerned with meeting the needs of business managers and help them to make decisions. It can be defined as the process of analyzing business costs and operations to prepare internal reports, records, and accounts to aid managers' decision making. It translates the data into useful information for management and officers within an organization. Normally, outsiders have no access to this data and is not governed by common standards. This image shows financial and management accounting and their differences and the users they tend to serve. Accounting information serves a broad audience. Internally, it helps managers and employees make operational decisions, and externally, it informs investors and creditors about the organization's financial health. Financial accounting on the left-hand side in this chart is a major branch of accounting that describes the collection, recording, and extraction of financial information in order to periodically summarize profit and loss, the balance sheet, and cash flow in accordance with legal, professional, and capital market requirements. The main task of it is to prepare regular financial reports. Management accounting, on the other hand, is a branch of accounting internal use to which an organization provides information only accessible to its insiders in order to assist decision makers. The mission of managerial accounting is to utilize, inform, and control the functions of management. The financial accounting is what this course focuses on. It has a hierarchy of tasks and duties, which categorize different levels of financial accounting responsibilities and scopes. It is structured as a pyramid, moving from tactical operational tasks at the bottom to strategic financial management at the top. Breaking down of the financial accounting hierarchy, each tier represents a different levels of accounting expertise and responsibilities. The tier one are lower tiers are more tactical and operational, handling daily transactions, bookkeeping, financial recording. Middle tier 3 and 4 focusing on financial management, planning, and compliance. Top level tier 5 is strategic financing, where high level decision making occurs. This hierarchy helps in understanding structure and content of accounting activities, as well as learners can learn what kind of career progression that accounting learners could pursue. Another example of accounting that especially highlight is forensic accounting, which has gaining popularity in recent years. For example, this is accounting that involves investigating financial crimes such as tax evasion, insider trading, embezzlement, corporate fraud. Forensic accountants analyze financial records, trace illegal transactions, and uncover fraud by examining different accounting records, documents, journals, and financial statements. They may also testify in court as expert witness to support criminal investigation. So the ultimate goal of accounting is to provide information that is useful for decision making. Users of accounting information are generally divided into two categories: internal and external. Internal users like managers, decision makers, and employees who use this information to confirm past results and help adjustment for future activities. External users are those outside of the organization who use the financial information to help their financing decisions. Examples including investors, financial analysts, loan officers, government auditors, and so on. This image shows the four big companies in accounting. The major component of the accounting profession is Big Four. These four largest accounting firms, Ernst and Young, KPMG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Deloitte, conduct audit, consulting, tax advisory, and other services across the world. These firms, along with many other smaller firms, comprise the public accounting realm that generally advises financial and tax affairs. In the fast-paced and complex world of finance, where accuracy, transparency, and compliance are paramount, the Big Four accounting firms stand tall as pillars of trust and expertise in general term and common understanding. And when it comes to the accounting world, these firms are the undisputed leaders, setting the bar high with their unrivaled expertise and global reach. With their vast resources, diverse service offerings, and unwavering commitment to excellency, these Big Four firms have cemented their position at the forefront of the accounting profession. Financial reporting is another key aspect of financial accounting. This is governed by standards to ensure transparency and reliability. GAAP is the framework in the US, while IFRS dominates globally. These standards enable consistent and comparable financial statements. International financial reporting standards, IFRS, are a set of accounting rules for the financial statements of public companies that are intended to make them consistent, transparent, and easily comparable across the world. IFRS currently has complete profiles for 168 jurisdictions, including those in the European Union. The United States use a different system. It's called the Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, GAAP. So both are very useful in different contexts and are set of accounting rules and standards that many countries and business follow across the world. Financial accounting standards are important parts of accounting because they provide a consistent framework for financial reporting, ensure transparency and reliability in financial statement, help investors, creditors, and different stakeholders make informed decisions, and comply with regulations. The financial accounting standards are set up by different organizations. Pre-1973, the Accounting Principle Board setting up different standards. It is part of the American Institute for Certified Public Accountants, but was later replaced due to concerns over ineffectiveness. After 1973, the Financial Accounting Standard Board, FASB, became the primary body responsible for setting accounting standards in the US. Question: who are the users of accounting data? How do they use this information? According to the chart that's showing really thoroughly, accounting information tend to be used by internal and external users. There are breakdowns of the different users in these two categories. External users tend to be those people or organizations outside the business who rely on accounting information to assess financial stability, investment potential, and regulatory compliance. Internal users can be easily understood are those working in the organization, individuals or departments that who need accounting information to make decisions, manage the business. It is important to understand the key users of accounting information in order to tailor financial reports to those different people's needs and ensure regulatory compliance and transparency in report is guaranteed. This can aid in investment and lending decisions by external parties, as well as support internal decision-making for business growth and sustainability. A career in accounting offers diverse opportunities. Careers in accounting may vastly differ by industry, department, and niche. Some relevant jobs may include certified public accountant, financial analyst, forensic accountant, tax consultant, auditor. According to reports, accounting knowledge is very valuable in many different professions and industries. They play different roles. For example, information and technology analysts also use accounting knowledge. They maintain the system and software in which accounting records are processed and stored. Controller is another aspect of career choice. They oversee the accounting functions of financial reporting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and the procurement. Earlier, we mentioned forensic accounting. Forensic accountants have a great job to play in the industry. They monitor internal or external activity to investigate the transactions of an individual or a business. Tax accountant, they strictly speaking, planning the optimal business composition to minimize tax liabilities as well as ensure compliance with tax reporting. Overall, the essential skills required for a successful career in accounting vary significantly as well. This image shows the important aspect to be a good accountant should be analytical skill and a critical thinking skill other than the technical or subject related skills. This relates to ability to interpret financial data and solve complex financial issues, management of finance and budgeting skills, organization and time management skills, business knowledge and processing, and communication and collaborating skills. In summary, today we looked at a couple of basic aspects of accounting, the role of accounting in business, different types of business organizations as well as non-profit public sector organizations, the importance and the differences between financial and managerial accounting, and some career opportunities in accounting, as well as standards that are being set by accounting organizations. We can review some of the information by looking into these two questions. Why is financial accounting governed by rules while managerial accounting is not? How does accounting help business make future decisions? These questions can be discussed as group activities within the classroom setting. There are some activities that are attached to this PPT. Students can go through the key questions in class or as homework. Some more review questions that could wrap up this lesson, and students can reflect on the importance of different topics using those questions. There are also different activities. This is an activity using reading and discussion about ownership and type of organization to reinforce students' understanding. Another activity is to create a stakeholder and shareholder mapping using this chart. Activity 3 is internet search activity that students can use to find out organizations such as Texaco or Amazon, their shareholder entity and their organizational structure and so on. This activity I will attach to the learning materials. Students can do as homework or they can do in the class as a group. I also attached the answer to it. Finally, some reading and homework suggestions following the core textbook. The reading chapters and links attached here. More quizzes are attached. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoy it. I very much look forward to see you in our next session.